It's Patrik from Intensive Care at Home, where we provide tailor-made solutions for long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies, and where we also provide tailor-made solutions for hospitals and intensive care units whilst providing quality services for long-term ventilated patients and medically complex patients at home. In last week's blog, I talked about Queensland mum with motor neuron disease denied life-prolonging surgery. You can check out last week's blog by clicking on the link below this video. In today's blog post, I want to answer a question from one of our clients, and the question today is: my brother is in ICU with a tracheostomy and can't come off the ventilator. Can you help me bring him home? So the question goes: Hi Patrik, I have been following your blog and I have also seen your numerous job ads in Sydney and in Melbourne for a while. It's very encouraging to read and listen to the many subjects that you're posting about when it comes to intensive care at home. Currently, my 42-year-old brother has been in intensive care in Melbourne in one of the major hospitals for the last 4 months. He has a tracheostomy. They organised the Passy-Muir speaking valve, which has been approved by the ENT doctors. The ENT doctors had good things to say about it, however. The speech therapist in ICU only attempted to work with him twice. He's also now got the PEG tube because they don't think he'll be off the ventilator anytime soon, if ever. My brother now can follow commands that I have taught him. It is my belief that if he had the therapy needed, he would come off the ventilator and tracheostomy and eating as well as talking. But given that I'm not happy with what he's getting here in ICU, I want to bring him home as quickly as possible. So what do I need to do to bring him home, and who's going to pay for it? I do hear that the NDIS, the National Disability Insurance Scheme, is paying for some of your client services. Can you help us with this situation? From Cara. Hi Cara, thank you so much for writing in. So Cara, I can't comment on what's happening there in ICU, but what I can comment on is that obviously the longer someone stays in ICU with ventilation and tracheostomy, people are getting depressed. ICUs have probably more urgent things to address, meaning a long-term patient like your brother is and may not get the attention he actually needs. He probably gets way more attention at home with a designated team 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. I think that might be your next step. Also, the NDIS, the National Disability Insurance Scheme, will be paying for it. Given that your brother is 42, he will be qualifying for the NDIS. And yes, you're right, we are advertising for ICU nurses in Melbourne and in Sydney because more and more clients want to take up our service because they want to leave intensive care, which obviously makes a lot of sense. So the next step really is to talk to us. We can help you take the next steps with the NDIS. We can help you with specialist support coordination, which often leads to funding. And then the next step is to talk to the ICU to obviously exercise your and your brother's wishes. Then we can look at equipment at home. We can look at ventilators, suction machines, monitors, a special hospital care bed, hoists or lifting machines at home, and building a team. Now this all takes a little bit of time and effort, but it's obviously absolutely doable, and we've been doing it for a long time. And also the ICU should be supporting your brother going home because it frees up their ICU beds and it frees up some of their staff and it saves them a lot of money. As a matter of fact, it saves them about half of the cost of an intensive care bed. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. So let me know if you have any further questions. It's best if you reach out to me directly. Call me on one of the numbers on the top of the website, or just send me an email to info@intensivecareathome.com. That's again info@intensivecareathome.com, and then we can go from there. Thank you so much. Now, if you have a loved one in intensive care and you want to go home with our service, Intensive Care at Home, and if you want to find out how to get funding for our service and how it all works, please contact us on one of the numbers on the top of our website, or send me an email to info@intensivecareathome.com. Please also have a look at our case studies, because there we highlight more about what we can do for our clients, how clients can live at home with ventilation and tracheostomies, and you can look at our case studies as well. And if you are at home already and you need support for your critically ill loved one at home, and you have insufficient support or insufficient funding, please contact us as well. We can help you with all of the above. And lastly, if you are an intensive care nurse or a pediatric intensive care nurse With a minimum of 2 years ICU or pediatric ICU experience, and you ideally have a critical care certificate, please contact us as well. Check out our career section on our website. We are currently hiring ICU and pediatric ICU nurses for clients in the Melbourne metropolitan area, in the northern suburbs, Sunbury, Mornington Peninsula, Bitton, Frankston area, South Gippsland, Trafalgar, Druin, Warragul, Tridar and Moe, as well as in Wollongong in New South Wales and in Brisbane. We are also an NDIS, TAC and DVA approved community service provider in Australia. Have a look at our range of full service provisions. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for tuning into this week's blog. This is Patrik from Intensive Care at Home, and I will talk to you in a few days. Take care.